What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to review Tesla and I wanted to review QQQ and go over the supply zones and the demand zones and where I think this stock is going to go in the next week or so. Obviously, this is just entertainment only. Follow your own trades, but let's get right into it. So I just want to give you my thought process of what I think is going to happen. So right now we have the 1 month chart up and I jotted out the supply zone and the demand zone. And just to get into that really quick, so for newer traders that you can see how I traded this, how did I actually make these zones? What I like to use is I like to use the bottom wick of the candle. Let me see if I can zoom in a lot here. So I use the bottom wick of the candle into the body of the green candle at the bottom to create my demand zone. And then with the top zone of the supply, I use the top wick of the selling zone into the body. So this is where I made my supply, I made my demand. Tesla over the last, since the March 10th right here, this is like March 3rd, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. On the 13th, it hit that low of 164. And ever since, it's been trading in this zone. Now we're just waiting to see what's going to happen. Now, on Wednesday, we have the FOMC meeting, so that's going to be a big catalyst whether this stock is going to go up or down. So just focusing just on that, we drew out this, we had a bear flag right here. And let's draw on a five-day chart right here. We went up, we had a nice channel going through here. It broke this channel and then sold off, which was around that 183 range. Couldn't hold this level because it's in that supply zone. Sold off, and now it's starting to creep back up from 170s up to 180. And what I'm really watching for is to see where is this going to go up until Wednesday. Is Tesla going to retest this zone and break out and make a nice run back to 200? Or is it going to run into this zone and then fail and come back down and create another bear flag, which you would see start to form? If it does start to come back up, we're going to potentially see something like here, where it runs into 185, 186 into the supply zone and then starts selling off back down to the target goal of 164. I like to think of these as magnets. And when the market is trading, you need something to get an idea of where the stock wants to go. So if it starts to move up, I'm going to see where it is in the supply zone and see if it can break this 186, because this is clearly a resistance point right here. If it can break it, then we'll see where it's going to go to the upside. But if it starts to fail again here, I want to start to enter a position to try and see if we can catch this move into the 164 demand area. And with FOMC, that is a strong enough catalyst to make a move like that where Tesla can move. Because Tesla moves about like 5 to 8 points a day. So if you get a big negative catalyst with Powell, I think we potentially have the chance to move all the way from a low of 177, definitely down to 170. And then if I'm getting greedy, the 165 would be amazing. So we'll go into the put options into that of what I'm looking at. But that's where I've mapped out Tesla to see potentially where we're going to move from here. That's my game plan for next week. I'm not looking to enter these options until I see where Tesla's going to go. I want to see if Tesla is going to, sorry, this looks really odd. I want to see if it's going to actually make that move up into the supply zone and then start to sell off into the demand zone. But my goal is to take a position obviously up here, and my stop loss. So if it starts to move up this week, I want to take a put position over here at 186, 187 max. Really, honestly, 186. That's where I'd start my puts with a stop very close. And then hopefully I want to see it come sell back down to this demand zone. That's the goal, especially with Powell and his meeting. So that's the plan I have with Tesla moving forward. Moving to the options, what I've been looking at, and this is not investment advice, you trade at your own risk, but this is just what I'm potentially thinking about doing. I have some gains on the year, so I can take some chances. And I have weekly puts open for Tesla. So you have Tesla right here. This is on the Fidelity Trader Pro app. So you can use the website for this. You have Tesla. And if you need more like how to use this section, just leave a comment in the section below and I'll show you how to like actually break down the puts and the calls and all this on this. So strictly, let's just make this easier to read. Just going with the Tesla put strategy. I am looking for a potential 170 for 220 for the bid. So that means that you have to times this by 100. It'd be a $220 put contract that expires next Friday. And that's where I'd be looking to buy it. But I want to enter this position. It'll probably be cheaper if we get that nice run up on Tesla. If we get that run up to like 186, like we were saying, if we can get the nice run up in this level here. So that's what I'm looking for Tesla. I want to see if it's going to get into that 186 range. And then I'm going to buy puts, the 220, strike price 170. And there's a ton of volume on this, as you can see. So Fidelity has a cool feature where they highlight it in blue if there's a lot of traders trading this. So that's Tesla. That's the move I'm looking to make on them for now. Next, we're going to move to QQQ. QQQ, when you zoom out, you can see that this is a very big trading range, but it all depends on what's going to happen on Wednesday. It's going to decide it. We have a huge supply zone at 313 for QQQ, and the demand zone is all the way down to 260. So there's a big range to play here. And when you zoom in on the year chart, just so you can see it, just to make it a little easier on the eyes, you can see here, this is the range that QQQ is trading right now. If QQQ can break this level at 313, 314, we can get a move back up to 333. But it all depends what Powell's going to say on Wednesday with the interest rates and what his target goal is for the interest rate. Does he want it to still stay at 5.25%? Or does he want to increase that rate to 5.5, 5.75, and the market's not going to like that? So my play that I'm looking for with QQQ is I want to see how it's going to respond. Let me move this a little closer. There it is. I want to see how it's going to respond. Is QQQ going to make a run up from 305 up into this supply zone, 313? Let's see if it fails, double tops here, and then starts to come back down to make its new low, down to 285. I know these are violent, aggressive moves, but when you have things like the FOMC meeting that's going to decide the future, the market and the algos move pretty quick. So just like to plan it out where I'm looking, I want to see if QQQ is going to get back up into that 310 to 315 range, test that supply zone. And then I'm going to see if we can start to sell off from there if we reject at this level. Because if you watch my channel, you know I like to trade TQQQ, which is triple leverage. And that's a violent move back down because it's triple leverage. So I'm going to move back to QQQ just so you can see the levels. No, they didn't even save. But that's okay, they didn't save. Because I'm looking for a move back down to 290. Because you have a zone right here. Just drawing it out real quick. You have the rectangle right here. And it's kind of cool. Webull is really good at this. You can draw the zones fairly quickly. And that's the one complaint I have with Fidelity. I trade on Fidelity's, their Active Trader Pro, but their charts are just garbage. I just like the way they trade on them, but this is the zone that I'm looking for. And I want to see a move coming back down. Because if you go on the one-day chart, you have a channel, and this is why I think we're getting the bear pattern. I'll show you the bear flag. You have this potential channel like this. Let me just show you really quick. And then you have from here, this low point to here. It broke here. And now it's just consolidating in this range from up here to down here. And I believe that if we can actually get bad news, we're going to break this level. You're going to break this level right here at 304. And then we're going to retest 303 and come back down. So that's what I'm looking at. I have the options trade that I'm looking for with Tesla. Potential weekly puts. I never go too heavy on options, a max of $200 to $300 per contract. I'm not like a big options player. I just mainly trade shares. But when I have some gains on the year, I try to take some risks like that, especially during like when Powell's speaking, because the market just moves so fierce that you can get very quick gains or losses real quick. And you don't have to put up as much capital. You can put up $200-$300 instead of investing 20, 30K. And you could, make some gains that way instead. But just want to let you know, I'm up to 301 on the subscriber list. So I just want to say thanks for everybody subscribed. Making some progress here, which is nice. And be sure to check out some of my videos. I have day trading on Fidelity Active Trader Pro. I have the Pro shortcuts, some swing trades that worked out really well in the past. And then just index funds and stuff that you can check out on my channel. Alrighty, so thanks for tuning in.